This is a quick review of the Hobonichi Techno Cousin for 2025. I recently purchased this on Amazon and wanted to throw a quick review on YouTube so you know what to expect in case you're like me and thought about buying this planner. This is my first time using this planner, so I want to let you know what you can expect when you purchase this planner. Starting out, a few reviews on Amazon had mentioned how the planner arrived damaged with some bends in the corners or creases in the pages. Mine arrived in perfect condition, so I'm very grateful for that. And the reason for that is it did come in this protective sleeve. So hopefully all the planners are being delivered with this protective sleeve. It's not terribly thick, but it was enough to, the sleeve took the damage and the planner arrived in good condition. So if you're not already familiar, this is the size of this planner. This particular planner has one page for each day of the year, and there's the size of the planner. It's a good size. It's not too big, but it's also not too small. So there's plenty of space for writing and taking notes and keeping track of your days. Also in the packaging, I want to mention that Hobonichi included this little Easter egg comic, which has an inspirational message in here. I won't spoil it for you, but I thought this was a really nice touch. Moving on to the contents of the planner, it's broken down into year, month, week, and day. I included these post-it notes on the planner myself and plan on using these tabs as a way for me to quickly get to different sections within the planner. Here's the year page. On the left-hand side, you get a full page for 2025, and then as a reference, you have 2024 and 2026 on the right-hand side. Moving on to the month, each month is given its own full 2 pages. So this is for all of 2025. You will see each month like this, and it's all of 2025 plus January through March of 2026. If I can get there. And the 2026 months include this watermark, so you won't confusingly use the wrong month. All right. For the week, the planner also includes a full week for each week of the year. So if you like to plan by week, this will be really useful. There are timestamps on here for each day of the week, starting from 5 a.m. all the way through 5 a.m. It's 24-hour timestamp. So that is really nice because I've noticed on other planners how only parts of the day are blocked out. Like, for example, like 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., something like that. So this is really unique from other planners where there's a 24-hour period in the timeline. All right, now moving on to the days. Like I mentioned, each day gets its own page. And so here's what to expect. You have timestamps here throughout the whole day, so you can jot down meetings or appointments that you have. But with this grid system, there's also enough space in here for you to include some notes or maybe write down some to-dos as well. So that is really nice. I like this grid system. I figured I would mention, if you didn't notice, that there are some tabs printed on the planner for each month of the year. And then there's also one up here for the earlier sections about year and week up in the beginning of the planner. All right, let's take a look at what the pen looks like. So this planner also included December 2024. So I kind of used this as a test area for a few pens that I have on hand. The first pen I tested out was Thanksgiving Day. I tested out this Pilot, the G2 0.7 millimeter. Now you'll probably want to get a finer tip pen if you want to be able to fit in all the grids. I only have 0.7 millimeter and 1 millimeter on hand, and so my handwriting was a little big for the space that's in these grids, and you can see that. So anyways, there's the Pilot G2, and there is some bleeding. These pages are thin, so you can see there that there is a fair amount of bleeding through on these thinner pages. So if you're not a fan of that, then you may want to use or consider a different planner, but it's just something to be aware of. Christmas Eve, I tested out the Pentel Energel 0.7 millimeter, and this one did have a fair amount of bleeding as well. You can see there. Christmas Day, tested out the Uniball Jetstream, and this is the 1 millimeter. And this pen did really well. You can see here there's hardly any bleeding. You can see the shadow, but as far as getting these spots of bled through ink, there's not a whole lot of that from the Uniball Jetstream. I thought this pen probably did the best out of all the ones I tested. I also tried out a pencil, so New Year's Eve Blackwing 602 pencil. And here's that pencil if you're not familiar with it. And since this is a pencil, it did not bleed through. If you're a fan of pencils, that would probably be a good option for this type of paper. And lastly, I tested out this Sharpie S Gel pen, and this is a 0.7 millimeter as well. So I only have kind of the thicker ink pens, and we'll probably need to get a fine tip pen and test that out. But anyways, that gives you an idea of what to expect and a rundown of a few pens that I used to test out on this paper. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, please like. Give me a comment if you'd like to see more videos like this. I've thought about maybe doing some videos like this where I test certain pens and paper. Thinking about giving that a try for 2025 if there's an interest or from other people on those kinds of videos. And thank you for watching my video.